Hi, my name is John Alvarado. I'm a classical guitarist here in Indianapolis, and I'm here today at the Harris Center with Classical Music Indy to perform some solo classical guitar music for you. So the piece I just played, it was a piece by Leo Brouwer, a Cuban composer, called Un Día de Noviembre, which is based, it's actually from a film of the same title. So Brouwer is considered by a lot of people to be one of the most important guitar composers of our lifetime. He's still living, still working in Cuba. And so in addition to his guitar compositions, though, he's also written orchestral works, chamber music works, and does film scoring as well. And so he did this piece, and it was actually originally written for a chamber ensemble, and Brouwer enjoyed the piece so much that he actually transcribed it then for solo guitar so that he could perform it himself. and I think it just works so nicely on the solo guitar as well. But I think there's just like almost a song quality to it that's really nice. His pieces are really has a lot of variety to it. So some of them are really bring out the folk music side of his experience in Cuban music. Others are really more avant-garde and kind of exploring extended techniques and dissonance. And then he's also got this other almost like neo-romantic kind of side. So he's got so many different facets of exploring the guitar. And so it's a piece that I've played for a while and just really always enjoy playing it. So the piece I just played, it's the theme music from the film Pan's Labyrinth by Guillermo del Toro, which is one of my favorite films of all time. And during this pandemic time, my family and I, we've been watching a lot of movies. And so I thought it was a good time to kind of introduce my kids to this film. And my daughters particularly enjoyed it. And for the next couple of days, we couldn't stop singing this theme music from it. And so I was just like, I've just got to learn that piece. And so I tracked down a transcription of it for guitar and learned it. And I really did it for them, at first, but then I just really got to enjoy playing it. And so now I'm just I thought it'd be fun to do today. It's just because, especially doing this now during this pandemic time, it's a good example of what I've been kind of immersing myself in. So it's a piece by a Spanish composer of film music named Javier Bavarete. And it was originally just scored for full orchestra, but this is just a solo guitar arrangement of it. And I think it works really nicely, especially given the setting of that film in Spain. To put it on the nylon string guitar just seemed really fitting for the piece. So the piece I just finished there, it's a piece by a composer. He's a composer. He's based out of Chicago, of Mexican descent. His name is Gerardo Tamez, and he's actually best known really for his work really with a folk group called Los Folkloristas that does folk traditions from around Mexico City, or I'm sorry, from all around Mexico actually, kind of incorporating different elements of the different son throughout Mexico. But he's also studied classical composition as well and written a number of works for chamber music as well as for guitar. His primary instrument is guitar, so a lot of his work is for the solo guitar. And this piece is called Atravesado, and it's harmonically not a really straightforward piece. It doesn't follow a lot of the kind of harmonic traditions that you hear in a lot of classical music. But what I really like about it is the rhythmic aspects of it. It's constantly changing meter throughout, going from 2/8 to 4/8 to 7/8 to 11/16 to 13/16. On the first page alone, I don't think there's more than 2 measures in a row that are in the same time signature. So it's this lot of fun of just kind of constantly shifting these beats. But I think it's neat when composers can do that, but as a listener, you hear it and you don't feel like it's all over the place. It all kind of holds together and just feels like this great expression going throughout. So I really like his pieces in general tend to have these really nice rhythmic elements that he pulls into them that I just really enjoyed about this piece. So the one that I just did there, it's a piece by a French composer called Un parfum qui baisse, and my French is horrible, so I don't even know if that's even close. But it translates literally to a scent that rocks, but it's rock as in like cradle. So I think probably a more poetic translation would be more a scent that soothes. So it's got this really, it's almost like it's like a lullaby, really kind of sound to it. And I played that on the electric guitar, and electric guitar has been an instrument that's been around, of course, for over half a century. And I think, unfortunately, in the classical world, it just still hasn't really been explored nearly enough. I think there's certainly some exceptions. Some people are doing some really great work exploring it. But I think as as a group, we as classical guitarists should really be kind of embracing this instrument more. I think sometimes people feel like it's a tool for a different kind of job, but again, I think if we can really kind of find ways to apply what we do to it, then we can really explore all the gorgeous sounds that come out of it. So the last piece that I just played there is a piece by an Italian composer named Carlo Domeniconi, and it's titled A Rose in the Garden. And Domeniconi is a really interesting composer too, in that he's kind of made a career out of exploring a lot of different cultural styles, scales and modes from Turkish music, from Arabic music to different areas around the Mediterranean, styles from South America. And he's kind of mixed all these up and expressed himself through his compositions in different ways. And I just feel like his pieces have this really nice harmonic character to them that really kind of stand out a little bit differently from other classical pieces. And I think they sit so well on the guitar as well, because he's a guitarist himself. And he really knows how to explore the way the guitar is designed to take advantage of the open strings and to create these nice harmonies as you're playing through these pieces. And again, I think he was originally written for a traditional nylon string classical guitar, but I just think it works really nice on the electric guitar too. I don't know if he would appreciate it, but hopefully he'll see it and hear something like that and think it sounds great. But yeah, so I think for that piece, I've been really kind of, during the last year or so, just kind of been exploring the classical repertoire and kind of trying to find pieces that I think take advantage of the possibilities that the electric guitar brings. And so this was one that I thought just laid really nicely on the instrument.